A warning tonight about fake social media accounts targeting youth with the purpose of sextorting them. It's a growing problem that can have deadly consequences, but there are ways to spot them. Joining me now with some tips on how to separate real accounts from the fake ones is Camilla Lane, manager of Project Arachnid Global Analyst Network with the Canadian Centre for Child Protection. So good to speak with you.
Thanks so much for having me, Marilee.
First, maybe just give us an idea of how these scams work.
Yeah, so the ones that we're calling to mind within this alert is in relation to sextortion. So sextortion is essentially a scam that targets individuals. For us, of course, we're talking about children. Typically, it's males that we're seeing 15 to 17 years old who are being targeted by individuals who are looking for financial gain. They will target them on different social media platforms, befriend them, talk to them in normal conversation, and then very quickly the conversation escalates into sexualized territory. They may ask them to share images that are sexual in nature, and then from there the niceties kind of end. And then as soon as those niceties end, they begin demanding money or gift cards or some other form of financial gain in order to not have the images of those children shared online. So sextortion is the one that we are calling to mind in this alert here.
How frequently is this happening? How concerned should parents be?
You know, it's happening quite frequently for us right now. There was a large spike in it between 2023, 2024, and we're still receiving on average about 7 reports of sextortion coming into the tip line here on a daily basis. Before that was probably closer to 10, so there's a little drop, but at the same time, it's still coming in. And these are just people that are actually reporting into us. So you can imagine that this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the actual incidents that are happening online.
How can people spot a scam account from a real one?
Great question. So our alert kind of goes through a few different ways that you can spot them. There are many other ways, but these are some of the ones that we frequently see when we have kids and families reporting into us. So one of the ones that we talk about is the fact that you may have a person that may have recently, I should say, just joined Instagram or, X or Snapchat, and there are some ways that you're able to identify that. So the ones that we have as examples would be places where on the main page of someone's profile, there's usually something that indicates when they joined. For folks that have joined pretty recently, especially if they're new accounts, that's usually a red flag if they're adding you on there. What we typically see is that they will be creating, or I should say offenders will be creating multiple accounts to try and target multiple children. So if you have a new account that's friend requested you, you've never heard of them, you've never seen them before, then that would be a pretty big red flag that it may be someone that may be attempting to sextort or scam you. Another way that you can identify that would be if the person behind the account is actually the real person. So something that we frequently see as well is individuals may utilize stock images, or they may steal images from other individuals' social media profiles, and they may utilize that as their own profile in order to target and lure individuals, particularly young people, into communicating with them. So one of the things that we also suggest within that alert would be for folks to potentially utilize tools like reverse image searches to see if that image actually is belonging to that individual. What we frequently see is what most people would know as catfishing. So there may be versions of that image online that don't appear to be associated to the account that you are currently looking at. And then another thing that you can always look for as well would be the amount of followers that a person is following online. So if you have an account that is, following 2,000 people, but it only has 10 people that are currently following it, that's a pretty red flag. That's a question to ask. Who are these people attempting to connect with online? Who are these people attempting to target online? If they have low followers, high following, and don't have any posts on their own social media, that would be another really big red flag to consider.
Some great tips. Thanks so much for sharing them with us tonight. It was great speaking with you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Marilee.